Greetings and welcome back to the channel. Um, Perfect day, I guess, to make a video because we got dumped on last night and are still getting dumped on. Probably at least half a foot of snow already. So everybody's snowed in around here. You're not going anywhere. Not today. Who even knows about tomorrow or after that? So what I want to talk about today, this one really hit me and it's so true, and I know you guys will relate to this. The narcissist needs an exorcism, not a mental hospital. One of the things that always surprises me, among many others, are people who do talk about narcissism. They talk about the situations they were in. They'll go through details, whether this is on a YouTube channel or another platform or just people in real life, and they'll go through every single thing that happened, at least a lot of it, because no one shares all the details probably, but they'll talk about the things they saw, the treachery, how they were drugged basically through hell and back. Every single level, every single thing that could possibly be done to a person was done to them. And some of us know something about that. But then they'll conclude, man, she needs a mental hospital. Man, she needs to be put away. He needs to be checked in somewhere. They need therapy. This person needs a lot of therapy. Years, decades. They got to go see somebody. They should be on meds. And they probably are on meds because most people are today. Um, you know the like. You know the kind of thing I'm talking about. Where the narcissist is cashed out as being mentally unwell. They're just mentally unfit. There's something wrong with their brain. There's something wrong with the way they're wired. They need to go check in somewhere. They're certifiable. Here's the thing. The people who describe all of this stuff are really failing to understand the root and the nature of narcissism. Because the narcissist is not just, they are mentally unwell, but they're not simply mentally unwell. They don't have a brain impairment. They don't have a dysfunction in the brain that's making them do the things they do. They're not turned into robots who just mindlessly act. Even though they are a little robotic, let's face it, they're the devil's robots in a sense. But let's be honest, these people absolutely, in a lot of ways, pick and choose what they do. I won't go into detail about this because you guys know how I feel, but I'll just mention yes, narcissists are highly delusional, and yes, they also plot and scheme evil. Some of it's so wicked that they're just on autopilot. They just do things because they act out of self-interest all the time. Their operating procedure is to act out of my interest. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? And so everything literally is this tunnel vision. They they don't even care. Like, they don't even acknowledge the existence of other people in their own little movie script, in their own little universe. On the other hand, there is no doubt that these people do willingly choose to do terrific evil. Some of the things that are described, that I have talked about, that many of you guys do, that other people do. Let's go through some of it. The way that they choose when and how to behave is astonishing. And there's nothing mentally wrong with somebody doing this. That's not the source. Somebody who can literally go out in the public, they go to work, they go somewhere to an event, they're at church, they're wherever, and you would think just to know the person on a surface level, man, they are kind. Man, that's a great person. Man, that guy's lucky to have her. Man, that woman's lucky to have him. What an amazing individual. He'd do anything. He'd take the shirt off his back and give it to you. Man, he's a great guy. And I'm telling you something, and this is something even some of my close friends are sort of awakening to in a sense. You do not know most people. You do not know them. I'm telling you right now. Narcissism, I was just going through this some statistics from what I'm working on. And I was going over some things that Dr. Romani has said. Because I still think she's wonderful. I think she's great at what she does. And she has speculated that about 17% of the population, or about 1 in 6 people, is a full blown narcissist. 1 in 6. That's a lot. But I've also heard her say elsewhere that it's even higher than that. And I believe it is too. I have put it somewhere around 20, about 20 to 25% of people. 1 in 4 to 1 in 5. Rep, far gone. Basically reprobate, like full blown narc. And that's not including all the other people who have these traits. So you don't know most people. A lot of people you do see that you do think are wonderful. They're these great people, whether it's, again, it's at church, it's at work, it's anywhere. If you knew the person behind closed doors, the way their family does, the way their husband or wife or companion or kids or parents or whatever, or really close friends, if you knew them the way they do, you would understand most people are not what you think they are. They're just not. That is the most alarming thing people have got to understand today. And I'm not saying don't trust anybody. When you get to know a person over the course of time, in a friendship or in a romantic sense, you will come to understand who they are. It takes time. It's another reason why you shouldn't just don't ever just jump into anything. Don't ever do that. We learned that lesson, right? Got to go slow with people of any type, and they will reveal themselves, just like a narcissist will reveal themselves. But my point is, you don't know most people. What you see from a lot of people is what they want you to see. There are a lot of covert narcissists out there. There's way more of those to me than there are the grandiose. The ones that you just see them immediately, you know. It does happen, but most of them are not good. Most of them are going to pretend. That's what the narcissist does, right? They pretend. And to tie this back into my main point right here is that the fact that these people can choose to do what they do, to be who they are in certain settings, they're that kind, yeah, how you doing, man? Oh, yeah, good to see you. And then they go back home, close the door, the monster comes out to their family. Their silent treatment, or they're screaming, or they're yelling, or they're putting people down. And you might think this is a really cynical way to view the world, but it is the truth. This is the world we live in today, where most people are faking it. And I don't mean they're struggling with a problem, they're struggling with a sin, they're trying, that's not even what I'm talking about. I mean they are completely faking who they are to the core. Jesus said it. In the last days, the love of many will grow cold. It has. This is where we are. So the fact that they can control it tells you that this is a spiritual evil. They are choosing to be whom they'll be kind to and who they'll be wicked to and when they'll do it. The same way with gaslighting. You know, one of the things I went through was, and maybe you all did too, drop comments if the narcissist did this to you, because this is a symptom of a far down the road person, okay? They would hide things from me. This is gaslighting at its finest. I mean, this is absolutely like textbook gaslighting. Doubting your reality in the most literal of ways. I would put my wallet somewhere and I knew I put it there and then it's gone.
Oh, you always lose your wallet. You never know where it is.
You're so forgetful. And and then there are other things. Keys. Where'd my keys go? I know I hung them up. I know I did. I know it. Or, I'd go into the bathroom and just say I was taking a shower. Maybe the narcissist was at my house. Maybe I was at their house, and for whatever reason, I took a shower. Crack that door open while I'm in the shower. Crack it open a little bit, and then maybe a little more so I don't notice. And then when I get out, what's the charge? I just want people to see me in the shower. I'm perverted. Yeah, this stuff happened. Or open up the windows while I was out, while I'm in there getting dressed so that I come out and it makes it look like I wanted the neighbors to see. That stuff happened to me regularly. My favorite one though is when I used the narcissist keys to get in her car because I left something in there. Then I came back and I put them back in her purse. Like I know that, and she knew I had them. Put them back in the purse. Later that day, the narcissist can't find her keys. We're looking everywhere, and since I was the last person to have them, of course, I lost them, right? Of course I did. So she's in a tizzy. She's blaming me. She's beside herself, right? Well, randomly, pure luck, I think probably God. I look in my book bag that I had over there, and I dump the book bag out, and here come the keys. Now I know to a certainty I did not put the keys in there. Even then, like most of the stuff, I didn't realize at the time because you're so much in a stupor. You're so much under the spell. And you're in that fog where it's like, I don't even know, like, I don't even know where I'm at. Where am I today? Like, what's even going on? That's the state you're in with the narcissist. So I didn't realize till after the fact, in retrospect, that she had done all these gaslighting things. But even that one was so bad, in the moment, I'm like, you sure you didn't put those in there? And then she really flipped out because it's like I caught her. You're going to blame me now? You're going to blame me for this? This is what it's like to live with a narcissist. Do you know the intentionality at work within that? That's not something you do on accident. And that's not even something that just a delusional person just does on a whim because it comes out of them. You have to strategically plan to do that to somebody. Is that the kind of person that needs to be in a mental hospital? They're just crazy. No, no, no. They're not crazy. They're evil. That's evil. How about all the wicked things they say? All the harmful, hurtful, treacherous things they tell you? I've said recently, the narcissist, there is no blow too low for the narcissist. There is nothing they won't say. No depths of depravity, no low blow can go low enough for the narcissist. They will weaponize. I have seen them weaponize if you lost a child in childbirth. I've seen them weaponize that against people. They will make fun of you if you are paralyzed, if you are laid up, if you are sick. They'll just make fun of you, and they'll leave you for dead. They say the most crushing things. They'll weaponize a divorce against you. They'll weaponize an event that happened with a child against you. Like maybe you're in a situation. This is not me, but maybe you're in a situation where you have problems with your kids. You don't get along for whatever reason. Oh, they'll weaponize that one against you. Anything they can do to hurt you, to harm you, to cut you down to size, they're going to do it. That includes cheating. The narcissist monkey branches. It is a completely deliberate action, which monkey branching today is extraordinarily common. I would even argue to you guys, and this, ladies, please don't take offense. Look it up yourselves. Monkey branching is extraordinarily high among women. I'm not saying any of you ladies do that. I'm just saying that it's very high today among women. Before they leave a relationship, they will have someone else lined up. And of course, male narcissists do this too. That is so damaging and so hurtful to be cheated on because monkey branching involves cheating. They had the person lined up, they were talking to him, they were getting something going that you knew nothing about. These people will sit beside you on the couch while you're watching a movie or doing some writing or typing or whatever it is you're doing, and they will literally sit there pretending they're playing solitaire or they're just doing normal, decent things on their phone, and they will be right there on a dating app texting somebody, messaging somebody, or they'll be texting an ex, or texting some person they met last week right next to you. And when you go to sleep, you better believe they're rolling over. If they go to the bathroom, they're gonna take a shower, right? They take that phone in with them, don't they? Are they just listening to music? Are they just listening to a podcast? Or might they be typing a little something to somebody? That is dark. That is evil. That is treacherous. Cheating is very intentional and it's very treacherous. Cheating is my least favorite thing, maybe on earth, because it's the most disrespectful thing you can possibly do to somebody. It is the most devaluing thing you can possibly do to somebody. And I think triangulation, another narcissistic weapon, is like cheating light. It's a light form of cheating. It may not be sexual, but it is still cheating. It is bringing someone else into the equation that doesn't need to be there for the purpose of making somebody mad or making them um, doubt the relationship or making them jealous. They do this stuff, and I do think with triangulation sometimes it is subconscious. It just comes out of them. But I do think other times they absolutely plan what they're going to do. Many of you guys are aware of this because I've told this story 1,000 times, but it's such textbook triangulation. You're sitting at the dinner table at a restaurant, you're having a normal meal, everything is fine, it's just perfectly fine, right? The narcissist looks over to someone of the opposite sex at another table and literally basically winks and smirks at them. They know you saw it. They did it so you'd see it. She did it so I would see it. And when I brought it up, I said, I was stunned. Like, you would be stunned, right? That's the first time that had ever happened. And I don't think that ever happened again because I threw a fit. But I brought it up. And again, you're trauma bonded and all that stuff at the time, right? So I brought it up. And I said, what was that? What did I get in response? More narcissistic garbage, word salad. Well, if you have a problem, then text me. Don't bring it up like this. Well, you were talking to other people, like you were looking at other people, and they just barrage you with so many different things that you're like, what just happened? Hold on a second. Let's record that and play it in slow motion, shall we? That is another thing they do. Word salad, confusion. Somebody who does these types of things, they don't need to be locked up. They don't need a therapist. They don't need to go to a mental hospital. They need an exorcism. And I'm not even kidding about that. These people flat out need to have the demons driven out of them, if it's possible. And I realized that what would probably happen is the demons would leave and get 7 more just like it, 8, whatever, 20, I don't know, and bring it back. Because I walked the narcissist through a prayer of repentance where she gave her life to the Lord. She said all these things. She said everything. And for 2 weeks, her behavior was far better. And I actually thought this worked. This was almost like, God's spirit came and did an exorcism and cleaned out the cup. It wasn't an exorcism event, but it's like by asking God into her life, it's almost as though the spirit came in and cleaned the cup out. But about 2 weeks later, she was worse than before. That's why I say the demon went and got others and came back, is what seems to me happened. So I'm not even saying that an exorcism can always help them. Because, these people don't change. The only hope they would have is an exorcism, is a true spiritual change, a true genuine work of the Holy Spirit in their lives to purge them, to transform them, to renew them, to become a new creation, which probably is going to involve an exorcism on some level. Because these people are dark. These people are demonically attached at best, at minimum, I should say. They have attachment. They have dark figures, demonic beings from the heavenly realm that have bound themselves a bit to the narcissist. They've invited them in over the course of time through their actions, and that demon has got a grip on them, or demons. And then there are others that are so far gone that they might just be possessed. I have seen this behavior before. I have seen narcissists' eyes turn black. And I'm telling you the truth. And I have seen them. I I want to reenact it, but just to prove the point. But you guys wouldn't believe it. I'm talking about. I'll just do a little piece for you, just so you know what I'm saying. I'm so angry with you. That is a morsel, but that is exactly what I've dealt with before. That might just well be possession. And I don't know if that's all the time, because that person wasn't like that all the time. But there were times when those eyes would go black and you'd get blood curdling screams from the pit of hell. Yeah, go talk to a counselor about that. Yeah, check yourself into a mental hospital for a few days, see how that works. That is something that can only be changed and cleansed by the Spirit of God. And like I've said, I have serious doubts about even that because these people seem to be immune to any spiritual change, any spiritual transformation or growth. They don't seem to be capable of it. And I don't know, in honesty, if that's just a matter of when you get to be reprobate, you just simply can't. I know that's true, but I don't know if they're just so far gone that they can't even want to change anymore, or that they're just impenetrable, or that their behavior is just so deep seated that they just nothing can happen to them, or if they're just consciously fighting, like they're not giving their whole heart over, they're not really into the change. They're capable, they're just not really into doing it. They're not devout about it. And there's probably shades of gray, and maybe all that's true depending on the different people. But guys, the dark things they do, the critical talk, the gaslighting, triangulation, silent treatment, the fact that they simply pretend about who they are to the core. They will fake you out of your pants. They will fake you out of everything to uphold that image. And they do it for the express purpose of getting in with you. That's the sickest part. They do this, they fake everything about who they are so that they can get in with you to manipulate you. And then when you put up a boundary or get upset about their manipulation, they're mad at you because you're not allowing them to abuse you. I made that video a long time ago. The narcissist is angry at you because you won't allow them to abuse you. Does this not scream someone with a spiritual problem? Does this not tell you narcissism is a spiritual disorder? These people are corrupt. So yeah, give the narcissist, give the narcissist an exorcism. They need an exorcism at minimum, not a mental hospital, not a trip to the therapist, not another pill to swallow. These people need a full spiritual makeover, top to bottom, transformation, complete and utter new creation. That's what these people need. Give them an exorcism, not a mental hospital. So, guys, hope you found this one entertaining. I had a fun time doing this one. I got to be honest. Everything I said, I truly believe, but it was fun. So, anyway, drop comments below. Thanks to the new subscribers. Really appreciate the kind words you guys have said, and I hope I'm really helping people. I believe that it is, at least some people, and I'm honored. So, guys, I'll come at you with another one soon. I'll put my boots on and more clothes and go out and start, I guess, scraping the driveway and all that good stuff. So, anyway, come at you with another one soon, guys. Until then, God bless.